Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. First things first, I gotta just start off by saying this is literally like one of the most wackest things ever. You know what I'm saying? But this is like, you know, one of those things, I guess you can say a rare occurrence, or this is some things that happen every so often, blue moon, once in a blue moon, whatever, right? But these things happen. I guess someone dug this video up. I know he has like a big following. Duke Dennis definitely has a big following, like coming from the AMP. A lot of people like him. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kai Cenat, he basically like really blew up, right? And I think like Phantom, it's some more guys, but like Kai is basically like one of the guys that are like really, he blew up, he popped, right? And you know, he's getting most of the publicity right now, but you know, Duke Dennis is, I thought Duke Dennis was like literally gonna, like Kai, I'm not even gonna lie to you, he came out of nowhere, right? Kind of getting off topic, but all these guys came from like one house, basically like a group of guys that they were all popping. But me, you know, personally, I thought Duke Dennis literally like was one of the more notable characters out of the group. But like I said, Kai did pop. But basically what happened was, it was this video that people dug up, and I'll go ahead and play it for you right now so you guys can check it out for yourself.
You know,
I'm gonna give him a 10. I'm gonna give him a 10.
You black. Well, you know what? You know.
So basically, I don't think he even finished his sentence, but like, come on, we all, you know, we all can speak English. We all, you know, basically can finish each other's sentences by now. You know what I'm saying? And there's not too many other things that he could have linked up with that. Like, you know, he started off by saying, you know, you black. It's just like where do you come off? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I definitely get it. It's but let's just say this. How can somebody justify that? I'm not saying the person who said it, because obviously this guy definitely has a justification. This is a guy with the answers, right? I'm saying in a court of law, whatever, you know, how can someone else justify that? Like, are we gonna say it's slang? Are we gonna say it's ebonics? Like, how does that even come into the fray? You know, when you're talking about somebody, you know what I'm saying? That, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is you black is denoting at this point in time? You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, it's a little bit pointless. You feel me? I'll get more into that in a second, but he did clear things up. Which I thought which is like the only reason I'm making this video. He cleared it up. I don't have the clip in this video. I guess you can check it out, you know, for yourself. It's on his channel. He made like basically a response video, maybe like 16-minute video, talking about like a whole bunch of things that was going on. I think someone ended up coming out with a story that like he, you know, some crazy story, and he cleared that up as well, right? But in his basic, I don't want to even say it's like an apology, but in his explanation, what he did was like, he was just saying that like he reached out to Cleotrapa, because that was the young lady he was speaking about in the video. It was some time ago, and like and just because like it grew in popularity is why he reached out to her. And I think she ended up like she saw the video and she like basically commented on it. What did she say? If I can find it, I got it up here somewhere for you guys to check out. But basically she was saying like, you know, she was directing like basically how he said it in this video is basically like, let me just read it. This is what she says. Whatever he was gonna say, his mom is that also. So, and then these kind of black men weird anyways, right? So that's what she said about, you know, the video. Okay. And then she said, calling who a black what? So, that's weird. I'm just gonna say, like, that's super weird. You feel me? And it's a thing, right? You have a certain group of guys, they use profanity, right? They use terms, of endearment, to each other on a regular basis, right? And that's something that will always go over my head. Of course, okay, I get it. Like, if you have a Freudian slip, okay, all right, no one's here is perfect, okay, but to say that, and I don't know if he was live when it happened. I don't know. You feel me? I don't know if this was like pre-recorded and then like he put it up there, if it was like on one of his live streams that he normally does, which is probably the case, and then it just like came out. Okay, I can understand it in that aspect, but then like to not take it down, or for this to like collect dust. I think it was something crazy that happened. I think with like Patrick Mahomes, he had like some tweets that was like super suspect. It was like racy, basically like super racy tweets, like when he was like maybe back in high school or college. And then like someone dug that up. Probably didn't dug it up. You're a public figure with a ton of, followers. It was people doing what they were supposed to do, following you. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what they came up on. So I get it. I do understand those situations. Sometimes you have to like, you have to clean house. Okay. You have to, do those things. Okay. And, but to me, it was one point I was going to make. One point, right? So let's say, okay, then it was like a female, you feel me? So it was just like, it was, again, I'm not trying to come down with an iron fist on this guy, but yes, it was a female he was referring to, right? And okay, yeah, some guys use the, the term of endearment on, with their homeboys or other dudes that, they refer to those things as, but it's like, okay, so let's say like how disrespectful can you be? And then let's just like make that a norm. That's the approach I feel like happens a lot, right? And how can someone, approach that situation and not say, not think that like you're coming at this in some type of like, colorist, mindset, or like you have that feeling to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing I can grab from that. That's the only thing I can pull from that video. It's like, how can someone not think that you're a colorist when I haven't seen him like address any other woman, except Cleotrapa like that. I haven't seen it, and I used to like watch some of his stuff, but it was like kind of long, drawn out. It looked like it needed to be edited, so I really didn't. I didn't really catch too much of it, but that's what it was, right? So, anywho, and then I'm gonna say this lastly. Okay. So, like, let's say, let's say someone's being like that disrespectful, to you or whatever, right? Just think of a situation or a person who was like being like super disrespectful, right? Or just like basically spoke that way and like thought it was like just, cool for them to, you know what I'm saying? To speak that way. And like, once again, he did apologize. He made the video, and he apologized. Basically, he kind of cleared things up. He even said that like Cleotrapa is like basically beautiful, and then like she would probably be like the perfect match type woman for him, for himself. But he said like he would still like be interested in other women or whatever, right? But like he was just basically saying like she is beautiful or whatever, right? I don't even know what made him say that to begin with. Like that's the only clip I got. I don't even have the full video or the full live or whatever of this guy. But anywho, let's say you were gonna like basically, let's say you're gonna like probably try to like match his energy, or just like just pick any quirky little thing about the guy, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or not even talking about Duke Dennis in this example, but let's just say it's some guy, you know, that's kind of like being disrespectful, calling you out your name and like thinking it's cool, whatever. And let's say you pick some, you know, little quirky thing, anything about the guy, anything. It could be something, you know, as basic as like just something weird and quirky that he does and that you pointed out to him, right? This guy would be ready to fight you. 100%. 100%. You know what I'm saying? This guy or be ready to get somebody to fight you. You know what I'm saying? And then let's say this. Let's say you're really thinking and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say something to him so he can, like, you know, we can drive him enough so he'll be ready to fight. And like that's your main thing, to get him to you know, to basically, you know, get him aggravated enough or get him you know, get him angry so he could like basically do something out of character. You're forgot the word I'm looking for. Not excite, but like basically it just left my mind right now. But you're gonna try to basically entice this guy to do something out of his character, right? And then of course, you know, if like he senses that, or you know, somebody watches you do that, and like, you know, you ended up, you know, putting hands and feet on this guy or whatever, and then, you know, you hugged him out because of, you know, something like that. You know, the things that this guy was saying to you or whatever, you don't really know, you know, what may come of, you know, the verbal disrespect that may lead to other things, right? Then people will be like, you're punking him, or you're like, you know what I'm saying, you're being mean to this guy, but yet, you know, people can end up just calling you out your name for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But that's like, you know, that's really threading the needle on that. But you know, this guy is obviously, you know, he you know, he's basically, you know, rich and famous, plus he's remorseful for, you know, the things that he said, and basically was like, hey, you know what, people ran with it and they took it out of context or whatever. Okay, I understand that 100%. I do. But you know, my thing is, and again, I wasn't basically like saying, you know, using Duke Dennis in that example. No, I'm using like just any other type of guy, right? We're not using Duke Dennis in that example. We're just using any other guy that would like do something similar to what Duke Dennis did, right? But you see the polarity in that. You know what I'm saying? You see like the, you know, just the huge difference, the vast differences in responses that, you know, that would get, right? So to me, it's just one of those things that like you can scratch your head. It's like, because how could you not say that's color? Like this, you're a light skinned guy. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You know, he's a light skinned guy, but like, you know, if anybody else would say something that would be the slightest bit of derogatory, you know what I'm saying? Like what would that be? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, stop trying to make derogatory things like a norm. That's my only thing. You feel me? It's just like, don't, you know, you know what I'm saying? Don't make a, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't make this, you know, this big fuss about, you know, like, hey, you know, you were wrong. You feel me? Don't do something that was wrong and then lie about it. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody really messing with you then, you know what I'm saying? Messing with reality and like, you know, I was just watching a video where this guy, he stole this dude's wallet, and then he was basically saying like he didn't have it, he didn't know what happened to it. He was like, he lost his wallet like last week, and then he lost his earbuds, you know, this week. So the guy's saying he's losing things all the time. But then it turns out, you know, once the cops was called and everything happened, they got him on camera. He gave him the wallet, and it's like, dude, don't do something wrong and then lie about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really, you know, Not a smart thing to do. But that's what I got for you guys. Hey, peace, man. I'm out.